Next question. Let's watch this.
Is there a word in Japanese that resembles the American or English word called thingamajig or whatchamacallit? Now, we use this word to express a more technical word that's not very common and not easily remembered. So that's why I was wondering, because I could use a word in Japanese that's like that to cover some words that I don't know that could help explain and even continue a conversation where I'm having trouble and I'm stumbling.
Okay, so what do you call it? Whatchamacallit?
Whatchamacallit?
What do you call it? Whatchamacallit? Whatchamacallit? That's right. What's right? The name. What name? Whatchamacallit? You forgot the name?
We say probably something like, ほら、あれあれ、なんだっけ?
Yeah, you say all the time, なんだっけ?
なんだっけ? あれ、なんだっけ? What was that? Yeah, or ほら、あれあれ、なんて言うんだっけ? So different version, slightly different version. Or あれなんだっけ? Or あれなんて言うんだっけ? Something like that.
Yeah, I hear you saying that.
All the time?
All the time. When you're trying to think of an English word.
あれなんだっけ?
Or what, yeah.
Yeah, なんだっけ?
So that's
なんだっけ? Yeah, it's probably
なんだっけ is probably easiest.
easiest. あれなんだっけ? なんだっけ?
And the person will know then you're struggling to come up with what it's
and
called.
They can guess and say, is it this or that?
All right. And then part 3. Let's take a look at this question.
Wondering, is there another type of Japanese joke other than word play, where like you have the word ikura meaning how much, and then ikura meaning Japanese fish, putting them in the same context as ikura hikura, how much is this fish? It sounds funny because it's the same word, but I'm sure that's common to you. Is there another type of Japanese joke that doesn't just work on wordplay, but has situational irony and even storyline?
All right. Part 3, question 3, Japanese jokes.
So what Josh-san was saying, like ikura, it's called dajare. It's Japanese word play. And some other dajare I found, I just looked at them. Ski ga suki desu. Do you know what that means? Ski ga suki desu. Ski and ski, the same, similar pronunciation. I like skiing.
Oh, I like skiing.
スキーが好きです。or ニューヨークで入浴。ニューヨークで入浴。So New York is New York.
New York City.
New York City. And New York, taking a bath. So taking a bath in New York.
New York. Okay.
That's dajare, like you said, ikura.
Okay.
And we have something called nazokake, which is a riddle.
Riddle.
It's very funny. So for example, we say something like ミニスカートとかけて結婚式のスピーチと解く。その心は短いほど喜ばれる。I know it's a lot of stuff.
How is a miniskirt
Yeah, basically,
like a wedding speech?
you list 2 words. So in this case, ミニスカート miniskirt, and 結婚式のスピーチ speech, wedding speech. So you find similarity, common thing between the two, and say 短いほど喜ばれる. Shorter the better.
The shorter the better.
Right. That's another, riddle.
Right. So
joke.
how is a miniskirt like a wedding speech? The shorter the better.
Hi, that kind of thing. Or one more.
Okay.
腐った卵とかけてお化け屋敷と解く。その心は気味が悪い。So in this case, 2 words. 腐った卵, rotten
egg.
Yeah. And then お化け屋敷.
Haunted house.
Right. So what's the similarity? 気味が悪い. So 気味, we have 2 kanji here. The first 気味 is
You.
No.
Oh, sorry, yoke.
Yeah. And then the other one, kimi, is
Feeling.
right, sensation feeling. So 気味が悪い、悪い means bad. So 腐った卵
Rotten egg.
Yeah, rotten egg. And then haunted house, it's ew, like
Right.
what do you call those? Scary. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So same kanji, different meaning.
Different meaning. So that's another,
Alright.
joke. And we also have rakugo. It's a little different, but rakugo is like a comic storytelling.
Yeah, I was saying it's like folk storytellers. Used to be a little more popular. People would travel around and tell stories, funny stories. If you go to like fairs where they have crafts and arts and stuff, you'll a lot of times see somebody dressed up as a historical character, and they'll tell funny stories to the kids. So similar to that.
Right.
We're gonna put you're gonna put a video on Facebook.
落語。
So
はい。
facebook.com/JapanCast, and we'll put that up.
はい。
All right, one last question real quick.
Is there a way to trace the origins of Shintoism? I was wondering if they had a history book that they taught from in Japan and they discussed the history of Shintoism. Maybe in your school, Hitomi. But I heard that there's other interrelated religions within this Shinto practice, where even the Judaism of the Israel country had been moved out into the eastern regions, and that some practices and symbols that are used by the Japanese Shinto priests involve even the Judaism practices where they had the ark and they used that as a symbol of God's presence. Now, I could just be getting my information crossed, but if you guys have any feedback on that, it would be cool to hear. I've heard it from different sources in Japanese conversation, and also in a class I took through my Japanese language teacher. So if it'd be neat to hear back if you guys knew any further details.
Japanese religion.
はい。So we do have our own,
Mm-hmm.
not imported one like Buddhism or Christianity. Shinto.
Mm-hmm.
Shinto. At school, we don't really learn about Shinto, but we do have children's books about Shinto. And then when I was little, yes, I did read these.
Mm-hmm.
And also, similarity between Shinto and Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did read about these. And then, I found quite a few websites talking about the similarity. Maybe, do you have pictures?
Yeah, I put it up on screen while you're talking.
Oh, okay. All right then. So as you can see, it's quite, similar.
Yeah, this
There's
is
a lot of similarity.
There's a book about this called Israelites in Japan. It's in Amazon. It's called The Biblical Hebrew Origin of the Japanese People by Joseph Eidelberg. It's really expensive. It's $225 used. It's like $400 new.
Oh, wow.
It was originally published in Japan, and it was published in English in the United States in 2005. And it covers things like Japanese tradition, religious ceremonies, historical names, and writings, and then the Hebrew versions of the same thing and how they're very, very similar. So it's a really interesting topic.
ねえ。面白そうですね。
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I really don't know about Shinto, but we do have children's book telling like story. Maybe I can find some easy ones,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe I'll write it like on Facebook or somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe I can do
Great.
that. Oh, maybe on our website.
Yeah.
はい。
Okay. Take a quick break and wrap up the show.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter, that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does.
So thanks to Josh for the video. You guys can send us videos too. Just record it, upload it to YouTube, send a link to Hitomi at JapanCast.net, and we'll answer your questions.
I really like Josh-san bandana, whatever he was wearing, said Shinnen, New Year. That's really cool.
Very cool.
かっこいいね。
And before we go, I want to remind you guys, if you're looking for a friend, maybe you live in Nebraska or Iowa or someplace, and there's no Japanese people anywhere.
いるよ、ネブラスカいるよ。
Okay, maybe you live in New Hampshire like I did, and
いるよ、New Hampshire. We saw one lady, remember?
Japanese?
Yeah, we went.
There were two ladies in Walmart.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere. 日本人いますけど。
But if you're having trouble finding somebody, you could go to
They're hiding.
friends.japancast.net. It's free to sign up, and you could find yourself a friend or pen pal, somebody to talk to in Japan, practice your
Great way.
Japanese. It's really good to practice one-on-one chatting, typing.
Yeah.
So you can get your free account again. It's friends.japancast.net.
Right.
And I think that's it for this week. Again, thanks for your questions, your comments, your emails.
Donation.
And donations especially. Thank you.
Right.
Hopefully one of these days we will have a real crew and we won't be guessing and running out of time on the timer in the middle of things. So, all right, we'll see you again next time. She has to run to a lesson.
はい、俺。
All right.
はい。
Thanks, guys. See you next
じゃあ
time.
またね。